Hi there, it's me, Mio Hiroshi, and today I bring you some more Heroes of the Storm. As you can see on the background, Kiltos has arrived, and with him the open beta. Anyone can now join Heroes of the Storm. It's open. I would recommend to just get the game and start playing. You can unlock everything, as you can see in my unlock heroes, and you don't have to spend much money on this game at all. You can just keep playing and unlock everything. But enough about that, enough about the open beta. Let's go to a new hero guide, and today I want to talk about Valla. Valla is a very high contested ranged assassin. Most of the matches she's playtime, she is either banned or picked. That's because she has a lot of different play styles, a lot of different talent builds that work for her. On top of that, she has very good damage, very good survivability, very good mobility. She pretty much has the entire package. So let's get into it. If we click on the play button, we get to the section where we can read all the abilities and stuff. But first, let's show some skins. This is the original skin. You get it standard when you purchase her. She cost, I believe, 2000 gold. As you can see here in the top, I almost have 7000 gold. It's pretty easy to get with daily quests, so just do your daily quest, get the gold. Then if you reach level 10 and you have 10,000 gold, you can get the master skin of Valla, which is this one. And with real money, here's €7.50, you can buy extra skins like Vampire Slayer Valla, and for $9.99 Angelic Valla. Now let's go to the abilities, and this is basically what Valla is about. Her difficulty is easy. She's a pretty easy to play hero, and yeah, I kinda agree with that. She's not that hard. She does not have too many skill shots. Well, all her skills are actually kinda skill shots, like the vault you need to aim and then you fall to that. The Multishot is like a wide arc. You still need to aim it, because if you aim it behind you, then of course you're not gonna hit anything in front of you. Same for Hungering Arrow, but Hungering Arrow is like seeking, so even if you miss a little bit, it will just go towards the target, so it's not that. It like has a little radius as well, so it's not that you actually have to hit and pinpoint someone with any of her skills. Let's go to Hungering Arrow first. There's a Q ability for 60 mana and 14 seconds cooldown. You fire an arrow that deals 66 damage at level 1 to the first target, and then seeks up to 2 additional enemies, dealing half the damage, 33, and it can hit an enemy multiple times. So this one is pretty good starter skill, pretty good single target damage skill that that you most of the time use to just burst out some quick damage. You don't really use it for wave clearing. For wave clearing you use Multishot. Multishot is 60 mana, 8 seconds cooldown, deals 60 damage to enemies within the target area. Like I said, it's a cone in front of you or wherever you aim it to, and you just hit everything with a multi-shot volley of arrows. This one is really good for wave clearing, and I really love Multishot basically. You just cannot miss with it pretty much in any team fight. You have multiple targets as well. It's a really good damage skill, and that's why my build that I'm gonna talk about through the talent is mostly focused around Multishot and how to most efficiently clear waves with Multishot, and also to deal as much possible damage during team fights with Multishot. Now then, the third skill, E, Vault, 75 mana, 10 seconds cooldown, and as it says, you dash to the target area. Basically you just aim towards an area and you press the E button and you just tumble towards it, vaulting. Hatred, that's her trait. Basic attacks grant bonus attack damage and movement speed temporarily. I believe it is for 3 seconds. You can have up to 10 stacks. I don't know the exact bonus attack damage that you get, but I do know that you get 1% movement speed, as far as I know. I have to look that up to be precise, but in the end it stacks up 10 times. You get a nice movement speed bonus and a nice basic attack damage bonus, just purely for auto attacking enemies or minions or structures, mercenaries, anything. Basic attacks just give her the passive. Then her heroics. First off, strafe, 80 mana, 60 seconds cooldown. You basically start spinning around, and while spinning around you keep shooting your crossbows all around you, and just everyone in a wide area gets hit with 15 damage per second, and it prioritizes heroes over minions. You are able to move while strafing, and you are able to use a vault while strafing, so you can be very mobile while dealing a lot of damage with strafe. Strafe used to be really good heroic on Valla. It still is, don't get me wrong, but it used to be much better when there was a talent in the game that basically reduced the cooldown of her abilities with 1 second every time she would hit an enemy hero. And strafe just shoots everything around her multiple times for 4 seconds long, and every hit she would make on a hero would reduce the cooldown again of strafe. So strafe would just immediately after usage in a team fight be almost up again, and you could strafe indefinitely, almost indefinitely. It was insane. It's good that they removed that because the damage output was ridiculous on Valla. Nowadays Reign of Vengeance sees a lot more playtime compared to strafe. Reign of Vengeance is 100 mana, 90 seconds cooldown, and you launch 2 waves of shadow beasts that deal 100 damage to enemies within the target area. So basically it's a little lane in front of you that you start shooting from your feet, and then it goes into a lane in front of Valla where you pointed it, and you stun anyone that's in that lane, that area, by half a second for every wave, and that's 2 waves, so you stun them for a full second. This is really good form of CC combined with damage in corridors and in small areas where you can just lie the Reign of Vengeance in the entire place, so people have to get through or get stuck in the Reign of Vengeance. It's a really nice ability. Then I'm going to talk about the talents. I'm going, as the title says of this movie, talk about a specific Multishot build that I prefer. There are of course much more builds available for Valla. There's a few based on Hungering Arrow, there's a few based pure on basic attacks. I really love the Multishot build because it's really easy build to play, and it is just insane damage also in team fights because you just can't miss your skills and you just hit everything. It is also very safe build because you increase the range of Multishot, as you see here at level 1. Composite arrows, you increase the range of Multishot by 20%. I always take this at level 1 for the Multishot build because this lets you stay out of range of pretty much everything. Like, you can just Multishot from a mile away and you can just already reposition yourself and hit the enemies while they just can't even get to you. You just keep shooting Multishots and you just keep dealing damage. It is also really nice for wave clearing the minion waves, because the minion waves, when they get to the lane, are a bit spread out and you can still hit them all with just one Multishot from the front to the back. It's really nice passive. At level 4 I take Arsenal. At level 4 you basically have an insane wave clear build already, because together with Multishot you also fire 3 grenades which deal each 35 damage. So you get a nice damage boost on the Multishot. The grenades also fly further, same thanks to the level 1 talent, the composite arrows. So this one really lets you wave clear an entire wave just with 1 or 2 Multishots. It's really nice. At level 7 I take Searing Attacks. Basically there's an activate, skill. Every 25 seconds you can activate this. Your basic attacks get an extra 50% damage for 5 seconds, but each basic attack costs 15 extra mana. But when you activate this, you get a really nice single target damage burst. So combined with the Hungering Arrow, you can at level 7 start fighting 1v1s pretty much. Level 10, I really like the Rain of Vengeance right now. Strafe is still a good option if you already have enough CC in your team, for example, but if you lack any form of CC in your team, then taking Rain of Vengeance really helps your team in team fight, because you can stun an enemy team for 1 full second and on top deal damage with it. It is also really a nice damage burst, because the first wave practically immediately hits, so a person will always get a half second stunned, and then he has enough time most of the time to just walk out of it, but to not get hit by the second wave. But if they hesitate for just half a second, they will get hit by the second wave already and take full damage again and again get stunned. So I really love this skill. You need to aim it though, and with strafe you just start strafing, and yeah, that's it. Sorry, decline. Then at level 13, it again depends if your team has CC forms. I love Frost Shot if your team does not have much form of CC, but if your team does have a lot of CC, and if the enemy team has really big tanky characters, and a lot of them basically, then you can choose for Giant Killer to deal that extra percentage hero's maximum health damage with every basic attack. So it really depends on the situation. Yeah, when you reach level 13, the game is already prolonged for quite a bit. So depending on how you are standing in that game, you will take Frost Shot or you will take Giant Killer. It really depends on the situation. Now at level 16, if you take Frost Shot, the better choice would be Executioner, because you can just slow them, and with Rain of Vengeance you can also see them, and every time you keep auto attacking in between the CC forms, you deal 40% more damage against those targets. So Executioner is really good if you go for the Frost Shot and the Rain of Vengeance. If you do not go for those and your team does not have much forms of CC, then don't go for the Executioner, but go for Blood for Blood. Blood for Blood is also a really good option. It's again an activate, 60 seconds cooldown. When you activate, you steal 50% health. You slow the enemy's movement speed by 30% for 3 seconds. And this can really be a lifesaver, but it can also mean the difference between killing a target and not killing him, because yeah, you get that extra percentage damage in with Blood for Blood. Do use this skill very wise though. Don't just start spamming it every time you can, because it has a 60 seconds cooldown, and like I said, it can really be a lifesaver if you use it at the right moment, at the right target. So yeah, Blood for Blood if you do not go for the Frost Shot, and if you do not go for the Rain of Vengeance, and if your team does not have many forms of CC. So otherwise Blood for Blood. And at level 20, I prefer Bolt of the Storm. Again, like Valla has Volt to get away. If you choose for the Blood for Blood, then you have an extra slow effect. If you choose for the Frost Shots, you have the ability to slow the enemies. If you choose for Rain of Vengeance, you have the ability to stun them, so you can always pretty much get away. But if you really want to be like uncatchable, go for Bolt of the Storm. You will just teleport over walls and stuff. They can just never get you pretty much. You can just keep dealing damage, keep staying at a safe distance, and yeah. The only downside is that you have again an active, because it has 40 seconds cooldown. So you already are playing with 3 different actives: Searing Attacks, Blood for Blood, and Bolt of the Storm, for example. And for some people that's a bit confusing. So yeah, if this does not work for you, then just go for Storm of Vengeance. Then the number of Shadow Beasts goes up to 4, so you get basically double the damage compared to the old Rain of Vengeance, and you get double the stun time, which is 2 seconds then instead of 1. I do have to say though that the damage burst is very nice, but like I said, most people after the first beast comes in, they will start to react to get out of that area where you aimed it at. So if then after that another beast comes, most of the time people will get hit by the second one as well, but at the third one they're most of the time already out of it, and at the fourth they're definitely out of the area already. So the question is having 4 waves of shadow beasts, I mean, useful or not, because most of the time people will just walk out of it. So that's why I prefer the Bolt of the Storm as well. Besides the utility that Bolt of the Storm gives, the Storm of Vengeance, people can walk out of it, and then the double stun duration and double damage does not apply. Okay, that was it. Thanks for watching, and as always, try to subscribe to my channel. Thank you, and good luck in the storm.